Hello everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at RLC, see what's going on, of course. I got a lot of requests from this recently from not only my community, but also my subscribers. So thank you so much, of course, for bringing this to my attention. I like to be able to kind of identify and see what's going on with this and where it's going to go next. The big question I got is how much further is this going to continue? So we'll take a look at that and much more. If you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade, but I do also find great benefit of, getting you to where you need to go. So thank you so much for all the wonderful feedback I've received. We've got a lot of new members here recently, of course, that are actually trying to become better traders. And this is the best time, literally, to start trading, or at least to start learning, rather, how to trade effectively. Because if you can navigate this market, bull markets are so much easier. Okay. So again, CryptoCash.tech is a site, link in the description below if you want to consider joining. I have discounts for military and third world countries, so check that out in your own time. Message me direct though. I will never direct message you, by the way. I'm not a scammer, so down below, unfortunately, be careful with the comments. But generally speaking, in the comment section that I specify, that's where my contact information is, and you can go ahead and get a hold of me directly there. All right, looking forward to hearing from you. Let's go ahead and get to it. So RLC. Simply put, we have 3 strong green days here. I think we're up over 90%, if I'm not mistaken, in these 3 trading days. About 94 from bottom to top. So that's pretty awesome. That's a pretty significant amount of gain. But oftentimes when you see 3 strong green days, not to say that this first day was a strong day, but when you see 3 strong green days, it's often followed by a red 4th day. Just kind of a standard, I wouldn't say it's a natural rule, but in my experience for the last 16 years of trading, I would say that probably 7 out of 10 times you see 3 white soldiers forming, the likelihood of a red day to follow is higher. Okay. Now we'll look at shorter time frames to identify if this is a healthy pattern or not. That could be null and void, and it could continue for quite a while. But generally speaking, 3 strong green candles are oftentimes followed by a 4th red candle. Okay. And that's natural. Profits need to be taken, and that's just the way that it works. It's the natural ebbs and flows of trading. That being said, let's take a look at some standard stuff. First of all, we're up over both moving averages, the 50 and the 20. That's naturally a good sign. So breaking above that, you can see the 50 was tested, and then it broke above, likely came back down to test as a support, and it continued higher. We'll see that on smaller time frames, but that's usually a positive sign. The 200 is the next moving average. We could say that will be potential resistance level. That'll probably be averaged out about 175 by the time we get there. So just keep in mind 175 would be a decent third profit target, or depending on how many profit targets you have. I use 5 myself in my community. So I would say my 5th profit target would probably be 173, just below that key level, right? Because you want to make sure that you have your profit targets just below key level resistances, and Fibonacci is a great way to identify that. Taking a look at the RSI though, we can see we're up over 70. Naturally, never a great thing, but also potentially work as a support level. So we could just say we close above, right, and the price doesn't retrace down to 122. We could and very well should have a scenario in which the price will continue higher. The reason why is because RSI on the 70 at the RSI effectively works as a support level notoriously, and if you can close above it, the likelihood of it staying above is greater, right? So key takeaway here is that if we close today, I would say above 122, and that RSI stays above 70, we should likely see a continuation. Again, there's no guarantees, of course, but that does kind of increase the odds of success, right? Another thing to look at too here is TD sequential on the 4-hour. We can see we're extremely overexhausted. So in truth, RLC shouldn't continue much higher because it hasn't had a chance to breathe. In other words, we've seen not 9 hours. This is like, 36 to 72 hours? I don't know how much the hours are, but I can tell you it's a lot. And normally when you hit a 9 on TD sequential, the price is supposed to go sideways, retrace to the next key level Fibonacci, and bounce. That's what it's supposed to do. We didn't see that at all. There's no consolidation at all. Now, granted, the price shot really high up here. We got some pretty large candle wicks that is telling us that the price is probably going to continue higher. But how much longer can it sustain this level? To me, not super long, because we've seen, 3 straight solid trading days of green. A 4th red day makes sense. All right, so just kind of throwing it out there, even though everything seems to be fairly healthy. Actually, I wouldn't even say this is super healthy, because in truth, a healthy pattern would look more like this, kind of a staircase. But this is almost parabolic. So to me, it does look like it's got a lot of the tried and true signs that it wants to reverse soon, and profits might be taken. So pay attention to $1.40. If we can't break above that in this little push, we're probably going to see a retracement. Looking at the RSI, of course, this is another thing that's red flag to me. RSI up over 70 on RLC, or just anything, really any kind of trading, specifically in the 4-hour, that tells me we're going to see a reversal. Mainly because the 4 hours of faster moving time frame, essentially it takes the last 14 candles, not necessarily the last 14 trading days into consideration, and in that time frame we've seen such an increase that it's considered to be overbought. Therefore, we can expect the price to come back down because it's considered to be overbought, and it'll become sold. Right, that's the general consensus. So I'm speculating we're going to see RLC correct itself here relatively soon. It might continue a little bit further this weekend based on Bitcoin having potential to recover as well. But generally speaking, that's kind of what we're looking at here for the moment. RLC is looking pretty decent, but also extremely overextended, right? There's that catch-22. So it's looking good, but not. I personally more so feel like it's going to come down soon, but let's take a look here. Well, this is a little healthier. If we look at the 1 hour, it does have a little bit better of a pattern. That's not bad. This push right here was kind of got rejected, but came right back up as if it didn't happen. So in truth, the 1 hour looks a lot better than the 4 hour because it does have these natural little ebbs and flows that are allowing it to consolidate. While it's not a long period of consolidation, it is still consolidation nonetheless. So the hourly does look better. It doesn't. When I take a look at this, it doesn't tell me that we're going to see a significant drop. I just personally feel like we're not going to see a price point much higher than this, unless it continues to test this level. Say it continues to test 140 multiple times. There's a great chance it'll probably break through that. But at this point, I think just based on the overall sense of overexhaustion, RSI being overextended, we should expect the price to either pull back or go sideways. I think that would probably be expected. The anticipation of the price going up from here, in my opinion, shouldn't be an expectation. We shouldn't expect the price to go much further just based on how overextended it is. Again, another 24, 48 hours sideways action, then it can leg up again comfortably and give us that healthy continuation. That's kind of what we're hoping for. But taking a look at the cloud, obviously we're free and clear. I mean, there's really no sign here that you want to close your position if you have an open position, but I would recommend taking some profits if you already have a position open and possibly consider waiting to take a new position. I wouldn't say adding to your position right now is the best call. That's personally what I would do, is wait. But I'm a very patient person. I'm a patient trader, and those are just things that work well for my personality, okay? You might feel different, and that's okay. You want to develop your own trading style. Those are things I help you to develop in my trading academy. But if you're not part of that, consider joining, obviously. But if you don't care for those things as well, maybe you're not the kind of person that wants to learn how to trade. I do have signals as well that I send out for every single trade that I take, so you can learn how to structure the trades and potentially one-click follow them if you'd like. Again, that's just an option. CryptoCash.tech is a site. Link in the description below. So to summarize here, honestly, RLC, there's not a tremendous amount here that I see that makes me feel comfortable with taking a position. Not to say it's not healthy. There are healthier signs in the smaller time frames. But generally speaking, it feels like it's very overexhausted in a short amount of time. I would not be surprised if we see a red day tomorrow. Just saying, it doesn't have to necessarily be like a significant decrease. It's just a normal natural correction, and that'd be fine. As I would say, as long as the most recent low, actually we kind of have to look at the 1 hour here and see, as long as the price doesn't, like the next low, as long as the next low isn't below, just say 107 or just say $1 at the worst, more so 107, as long as the price can stay above 107, we're still establishing higher lows, and that's important, okay? So if we want to experience, or we're going to see a trend reversal, the first thing to look for is for the price action to come down here and to kind of retest this level here, which worked as a support level for a good 5-6 hours. It was a previous resistance as well. So again, I think 107 would be a case in point where a closure below 107 would be disadvantageous, but a candle wick down to that level wouldn't be a problem, okay? Again, just some little things to look for. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you learned something, of course. Look forward to working with you, and we have a great rest of your day. You take care. Bye-bye.